Welcome to the Now. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
Are you getting Call of Duty Infinite Warfare just so you can play the critically acclaimed classic Modern Warfare Remastered? I mean, probably, because that's what everyone seems to be doing. If you're hoping to hurl your Infinite Warfare disc into the sun and pretend that its space battles never existed, well, you better read the fine print before you do that.
Ooh, in a move seemingly designed to keep your Infinite Warfare disc spinning in your disk drive, well, infinitely, it looks like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered requires Infinite Warfare to actually run, meaning you'll never be able to trade in or sell back Infinite Warfare if you own the game physically.
That's how they get you. Congratulations, your fun has once again been foiled by Activision. They're really good at that. Fans of Call of Duty are, of course, divided about this whole issue, as, well, seems to be the case with pretty much anything regarding Infinite Warfare, with some saying, not a big deal, and others calling it a cash grab move that shows Activision doesn't have much faith in Infinite Warfare's staying power.
This new discovery was made by Call of Duty fan site Charlie Intel, who found a slight update to the tiny legalese on Modern Warfare Remastered's official homepage.
Was he suffering from insomnia and reading through terms of service and
I
everything?
should have tried that last night. I couldn't sleep. I was up to like 3. Legalese. I should have been reading through all the license agreements on everything I own.
Every time.
My iPad alone would be like 6 hours worth of work. Or is it like 4 days? I forget. Never mind. That's a non sequitur. You don't care about that. These updates were made in relation to early access to the Modern Warfare campaign, which starts 30 days early on PS4 this week.
The website now reads, at launch, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered will contain only 10 multiplayer maps from the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare game. Additional multiplayer maps will be made available by December 31st, 2016. Modern Warfare Remastered is a full game download. The game disc must be inserted to play Modern Warfare Remastered. Internet connection required.
We always knew that the only way to get access to Modern Warfare Remastered was through the purchase of any Infinite Warfare's premium editions.
That's how they've been getting people to buy them.
It still was going to move copies, but that is definitely a huge draw.
Yes.
But so now you'd have to buy the $80 Legacy, the $100 Digital Deluxe, or maybe the $120 Legacy Pro. Buying any of those versions gives you a download code for Modern Warfare Remastered, which Infinity Ward has referred to as a full standalone digital game.
That's standalone. This is, however, the first time we've heard that Infinite Warfare will be required to even run the game at all, which doesn't exactly scream, well, standalone. So if you want to keep playing Modern Warfare, it's gonna cost you at least $80 with no hopes of ever getting that money back. Also, don't scratch or lose your Infinite Warfare disc, or you'll also lose your Modern Warfare, all your Warfares.
Just all the Warfares. As far as we can tell, this doesn't affect those who plan on buying the Digital Deluxe version, because Activision will be able to tell if you have full license for Infinite Warfare on your system.
But you couldn't resell that anyway.
That's true. I mean, this is a lot of companies are making these moves to prevent that second sale, which they see none of the money on. So, one could argue it's not entirely a non-legit tactic. Let's be honest though, you're not the person Activision is worried about.
If you're buying digital.
If you're buying digital. What they're really worried about is people who only want to play Modern Warfare Remastered.
It's also possible that this is just some more confusing and weird wording from Activision, who've got FAQs on FAQs on FAQs about how Modern Warfare works. It doesn't make a lot of sense that you could get early access to the campaign this week before you even have the disc, if the disc is indeed required to play the game. Supposedly, if you've paid off your pre-order in full, you'll be able to play, although that also gets a little bit confusing.
Or this could just mean that anybody who pre-ordered the game physically is kind of totally screwed on early access. It's all pretty unclear, but that's kind of sort of the bed you make when you force players to jump through hoops just to play the content they really want.
Right. But if the disc is required, there are two ways to look at this, with fans of the series coming down on either side. On the one hand, we always knew you'd have to buy Infinite Warfare to play Modern Warfare Remastered anyway. So in fairness, this shouldn't be too big a surprise for people who were hoping to pull a physical swap.
In some ways, this isn't that different from buying post-launch DLC or spending more on extra game modes or maps. You can't keep playing that extra content without the original version of the game either. And if they just, put Modern Warfare Remastered on the actual disc, nobody would have been complaining about this to begin with.
But they wanted to make extra money! Of course, the other viewpoint on this is that you should be able to sell Infinite Warfare when you're done with it, if you want, and keep playing Modern Warfare Remastered because standalone, right?
So they claim. For one, Modern Warfare Remastered has totally been referred to as a standalone game. by Activision and Infinity Ward, which is why they're able to charge you another $20 for the download. But strapping it directly to the disc of a different game doesn't really make it standalone at all, and really, it's pretty weird to have a digital game that's supposed to be its own entity linked to a physical disc. That'd be like making Gears of War Ultimate Edition unplayable unless you had the Gears of War 4 disc.
If anybody was hoping that Infinity Ward would eventually cave and decide to release Modern Warfare Remastered as its own download, this certainly makes it seem unlikely that they'll reverse that decision anytime soon. From the beginning, this has smelled like a move to give fans a reason to invest in Infinite Warfare if they're questioning, say, Space War.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but to be honest, who doesn't want Space War?
I mean, people like Space War, people like feature stuff. There are a lot of people buy and play those games, not necessarily people that have been playing Call of Duty for the last several generations.
That's fair. On the surface, it also kind of looks like Activision isn't very confident that Infinite Warfare is going to have staying power, because this is totally a way to keep discs from ending up in the used section at GameStop. Publishers have been trying all kinds of strategies to fight the used games market, but most of those are by making good games and releasing compelling content.
Lots of DLC.
Yeah, not just hamstringing their players with confusing DRM schemes.
But who knows, this could be a whole new trend. Dark times. But this, of course, isn't the first time Infinite Warfare has courted a little bit of controversy. That's kind of its byline at this point. By this point, we're painfully aware of the reaction to the game's YouTube trailers, with the game's reveal getting completely bombarded by angry dislikers.
There was also early word that Infinite Warfare wasn't being pre-ordered near as well as past Call of Duty games. Activision has since commented on that to try and kind of set the record straight, but they're
kind of straight. Straight in their favor.
Yeah, they still really haven't clarified just how well pre-orders have been doing.
Right now, Activision is banking on the nostalgia factor for Modern Warfare Remastered to drive early sales of Infinite Warfare. They've clearly put a lot of work into it, going so far as changing the game's sounds to be more like the original based on fan feedback, plus bringing back Modern Warfare Multiplayer's original announcer for more accuracy.
And if that gamble doesn't pay off the way they hope, especially now that you have to own the disc, you're essentially going to be paying $80 for a game you can't get any trade-in value for. They might want to take another look at the strategy.
Maybe, or maybe it'll work, and this will just be what Activision does from now on. It's really an all-or-nothing deal for them at the moment, and if it lands closer to nothing, maybe they'll decide to cut their losses and allow for Modern Warfare Remastered to go truly standalone sometime next year.
At least that's the hope for people who want to relive Gillies in the Mist without buying a super bloated edition of yet another Call of Duty game.
What do you guys think of Modern Warfare Remastered not running at all without Infinite Warfare? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on the hate train surrounding Infinite Warfare, like this video and subscribe to the know.
Did he make out with Dorian Gray?
Yes!
Yeah, okay, well, everyone makes out with Dorian Gray, so that's that really doesn't even signify.
He doesn't even count.
I mean, Dorian Gray is so fucking pretty that, I'm just saying.
It's got some line crossing prettiness there, yeah.
He's lovely.
He's pretty lovely.
I mean, he's the killer, but he's lovely.
He's a shitty human.
Hard to hate him.
Kind of the whole point.
Yeah.